Hey BookTube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching Books I'm Not Reading. I'm here today to talk briefly about the 2020 Pulitzer-prize winning novel, The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead. Prior to writing The Nickel Boys, Colson Whitehead wrote another book called The Underground Railroad, which also won the Pulitzer. So for an author to write 2 books in a row and win the Pulitzer, I'm not sure how often that has happened, and maybe never. Most people usually only win one Pulitzer Prize. I can think of a few exceptions like John Updike and William Faulkner, but not in recent times, at least that I can think of. You guys can tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong. And I really like to talk about the Pulitzers on my channel because if you're new to my channel, you may not know I spent a little over 2 years reading all of the books that have won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. So I really try hard to stay on top of that. Every year. It would be horrible to suddenly realize there's 5 Pulitzers behind. And I also think the Pulitzer, it's supposed to be kind of Americana, that's initially what it started out as. And so I'm always curious every year to see, do I feel like this book is timely for this moment? Last year, Richard Powers won for The Overstory, and I did feel like that was a really great timing. The Nickel Boys was published last summer, but the winner was announced in May. But this is definitely a book for the moment, for sure, in America. This is about a young man who is trying to, it's taking place during, some civil rights movement, 60s and maybe the 70s, I'm not sure. But the main character, Elwood Curtis, he's always trying to do the right thing. He works at a shop where some kids, periodically steal sweets, and the owner has told him, it's fine, because they're going to come back and they're going to spend more money overall, so it's not a big deal. And one time he just can't handle it, and Elwood goes chasing after them and makes them turn in their candy, and I think they beat him up over it, but he's trying to do the right thing, and he just unfortunately ends up at the wrong place in the wrong moment, and a judge sentences him to a school. It wasn't initially called the Nickel Academy, but I think, the Nickel Academy. So, based on the last name of the founder of the school, hence the students there are the Nickel Boys. Now, this is very much about Jim Crow in America. So, there's a white part of the school, and then there's where the African American students are. And there's a Hispanic kid, and he gets rotated back and forth between the white school and the black school. But honestly, the school made me think more of prison than it did of school. Elwood is very frustrated by how far behind he is, or how far behind what they're teaching. It's stuff that he's way past. He already knows that kind of stuff, and so he even feels the need to try to find ways to educate himself. But one of the things Elwood does say is that the violent offenders at the Nickel Academy are not the students, but the teachers, and the people who are kind of they call them housemen, Anyway, so all boys, and there's some competition between the white school and the African American school occasionally. But there is what prompts the start of this book. Students in Florida start doing an archaeological dig after the school has been closed, and they start finding unmarked graves and bodies. The remains of bodies that were raped, beaten, cruelly treated. And, they were just kids, Unfortunately, it's actually based in some truth. So, in 2014, Colson Whitehead found an article in the Tampa Bay Times about the Dozier School for Boys. And yeah, he found some articles about it, and then there was a report on the investigation into the deaths and burials of the former Arthur G. Dozier School for Boys. That school did not close until 2011, which is, horrible. I mean, it's just really shocking. The thing I like about this book is I feel like it's just continuing the dialogue about race in America, and also talking about things that we think, that wasn't happening, or there weren't places like the Nickel Academy or this actual Dozier School. I'm not sure how to say that, but that he's really revealing to us something about about American history that we want to have kind of amnesia about. We don't want to know, people definitely, you get the sense that the community where this school is, they want to look away from what may be taking place there. Like I said, it seems much more like a prison than an actual school. I've tried to ask people hey, what did you think about the Nickel Boys, and haven't got a whole lot of responses. So I'd love to know what you guys think. I really actually prefer this book to The Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad is one of those books I often ask people what is this about? Because there's so much magical realism in The Underground Railroad, which is absent from this. And it's a short book. I mean, it's a little over 200 pages. So it's really tight. It's really tight, and everything fits together, and everything has a place and makes sense. So, I don't think that this is the kind of book that anybody enjoys reading, or at least I don't want to say I really enjoyed it, but I do really admire it, and it's made me admire Colson Whitehead as a writer more than The Underground Railroad. But again, it's great in the sense that it's kind of got me out of my comfort zone. I feel again, the Pulitzer Committee this year did this seems to me like a really appropriate book for the times that we are living in, to look at what is happening now, and also to make sure that we don't forget the things that have happened in the past, and that we remedy those, or work to eliminate, make sure that prevent those things from happening again in the future. So that's kind of my takeaway on this book. I do need to get it back to the library. Somebody has a hold on it, which is great. But I would love to hear what you guys think of this book. And yeah, so please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I will talk to you very soon. BookTube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.